All right. I apologize for the pause. Filled up my phone. Back again. The man trap. Just wrong. Okay. I know so many people have done this, right? I've done this. You think man down, just call it raid, or let's call it, like some caustic agent. What would it be? What's the other one? Raid or like a bleach type agent. I bleached a house one time because I had to kill some wasps to paint. It's just, this is not the way. It just isn't the way. We're supposed to live in harmony with nature. That's not harmony. That's Satan's version. Just kill it. Just kill it. Wasps can be rough. I've had some problem. I almost died because I got stung by wasps, and I'm still like, this is wrong. See, they're not here to mess with me. They're just beautiful creatures trying to live. All right, this is again a lot of chicken stuff here. She really goes into it, but yeah, this is kind of open. Like, just they all look sad, and they probably have their beaks, yeah, beaks shorn off, missing their limbs. Like, you can see it. It's disgusting. And they're overly fat too. That's the big thing to lean in on too. They're corpulent because they're being overstuffed and fed and processed, and it's just disgusting. It's so cold, and our world is in need of such healing. Just look at this. Is this what you want? And they think about it. The Satanists do this to us. Look at Wally. They planned obsolescence and all this. It's like a big farm we live in. And we're just trying to like do little things to make the farm, but big things really. But like little things like your diet is little things changing your diet to get a little bit less violence, a little bit less harm. It's all there, man. You can do it. We can do it together. Thanks, Barbara. And then here, yeah, can you imagine? It's all, after all this crazy stuff, you have animals for the ethical treatment of people. Can you just imagine? Like, our role was shifted. We were in this role. Like, I just think of like reincarnation again, and like maybe you become the animals you ate and you have to deal with it. Like, I don't know, man. This world is crazy. Um, I don't believe in reincarnation, but again, like if you're judged in heaven, think about it. All these are God's creatures. Think about how much time it took to make these things. All these beautiful, not things, they're not things, I'm wrong. All these beautiful animals. How amazing they are. You think that God wants to just let them die and kill them off? No, I think God wants us to live in harmony. Then we found God. Here you go, supermarket. Yep, all various cuts of human. What does it say up here? Fresh cuts. Look at all that. I'm sure you guys have seen those posters. The different parts of the body where they go. It's like fucking evil. Just vampire society we live in. The world is a vampire. It really is, man. It's hard to get out of it, but here I am doing my best. I'm gonna do better and better. I'm doing all right, I should say. I'm not doing my best. I gotta do better. I gotta do better, man. I tell you, I want to get to be raw. I think that's gonna be the healthiest, but I'm not there yet. Or if not raw, maybe I just in the wintertime I eat warm foods. Fall I eat warm foods, but dude, I want to just be eating fruit and veggies, man. It's the root. It's the truth. It's the life. I think that's what Jesus would do. It's healthiest. It feels good. Everything's clean. I feel like and there's a real reality to this. My partner, to tell us a little story. She was raw for a year. I think a year or two maybe, and she said it was the healthiest she's ever felt in her life. In her life, she felt like she was finally living. But she went back on it because all these cooked foods, they are tasty, but in terms of health, nutrients are definitely lost when you cook things. It's just not. It's hard to debate that. Um, it should be telling that all these food we have to cook all these animals. So I mean, how many nutrients are really in them? Not much. And I told you before, trophic levels, trophic levels, and being cooked, there's not many nutrients there. So man, oh man, we've got a lot to do. This is just disgusting, but hey, is it really that different than what we see nowadays in the supermarket? No, it's a vampire world. And then here, product testing. Apparently, I was reading into this. Apparently, beagles are very common for this. So you have a beagle. Look at that. Does that look fun? How does that look? It's sick. It's sick. I bet Barbara actually got a lot of this stuff from Earthlings. This stuff is hard. And then yeah, you have these pro science people. I've never been like this in my entire life. I will say I've never been pro vivisection, never been pro science. This is something that I can criticize pretty openly without feeling hypocritical at all. This is just evil. It's not. They're not here for us to do this whatever to because you're interested. It's evil. No, we're here to live in harmony, not to live in slavery and violence and hell, pretty much hellish living. And then yeah, here we go. It's come around. This is the third one. Here it is, honey. So a lot of honey. They get the honey by smoking the bees, killing them. So here you have them. Humans would have foraged for fruit and stuff, right? Oh, one's climbing, a couple are on them, but they're being killed. And I eat honey, and I honestly, I gotta be honest, I don't know where my honey comes from. I didn't go to the farm I got my honey from. The most recent one I got, Cannock Creek, I think, I don't know. But you hope it's ethical. You pray it's ethical, that the bees are okay, and they're not harming them. But even still, isn't it weird? Like we're going into their home where their food is and taking some of their food when they probably made just enough for them. Like I'm kind of talking my way out of eating honey. Probably should give that one up. It's hard. It's really hard, man. Wherever you're at, I feel for you and your situation. Pigeons. Look at us as the pigeons, fighting over the little scraps that the humans drop in these ugly cities. The humans just walk by on their smartphones, or the pigeons in this case walk by with their smartphones and eating their food with their headphones on, like not really that connected, just all doing their own thing. It's all about the me culture. It's all about me and Satan's world, right? It's the universe. That's what Satan wants. Satan wants it all to be about you, narcissistic megalomaniacs running around. Look at this. Fighting over the scraps because we're not living in a normal environment. Pigeons are amazing for even being able to survive in cities. They're phenomenal. They're like coyotes. They just survive no matter what. Okay, and then obviously, yes, these animals are never going to eat. They're herbivorous, all of them. Goats and cows and sheep and lamb, all that. 2 servings a human. How would you feel? Look at that. It's all backwards. Okay? This one, I have a tangent. I've never seen this. I know it goes on. If there is a disease, they will burn all these animals. They've done it with cattle, they've done it with chicken. They're just like, we're not going to risk it. We don't want humans getting injured, a lawsuit. That's probably what it is, really. There's money. It's probably a lawsuit. It's not even the health that they care about. I hate this place. But what I experienced was at that grocery store I worked at, there was a time where they had a salmonella. They had a callback for all this chicken, and all this chicken just was thrown away. So all these chicken in this system died for no reason. This is regular. This is every day. This is the hell we live in. Vivisection. Oh, sorry, no. Vivisection, yeah, too. But again, I've never done this myself. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. The dog that I lived with on my own with my ex, he got neutered, and I don't think he was happy about it. And I get it, like, you don't want them to breed with other random animals that are out and about, and it's just the state of the earth. I get it. It's still wrong. How would you feel? I feel somewhat wrong because of the circumcision thing. I don't think that's right. I think they've edited the Bible to make that seem right because it's been edited by the synagogue of Satan. But I don't know for certain. That's a big topic, circumcision. I don't really know. There's the cleanliness thing. And then the theory that maybe you're less likely to sex all the time. But no, I think we come out perfect. I think they mess with us with the vaccines. They mess with us with everything they do in this world. And circumcision's part of it. It's just let us be. It's like tagging us. It's weird. And if you're familiar with Robert Crumb, the cartoon artist, he's like a super ridiculously like hypersexualized person. He thinks that circumcision's messed him up completely. that like it made him really hypersexualized. He just, if he hadn't been circumcised, he wouldn't have all the gross thoughts that he has. So I'm sorry, that's the end of it. I mean, I'm not sorry. Like, that was harsh. That was hard. It's hip to snip. Look at this. This is disgusting. Um, but it is. This is the world we live in. And look at, like, this is the face people would have. Oh yeah, we're doing the right thing. You know, we're not gonna have more babies. We're being sensible and responsible. Are you? Is this right? I Up until recently, I was talking about doing it with my partner, because what happens is, you know, he's my cat's a Boyd cat, and he humps things. He humps our blankets. He humps like everything, and that's just part of it. He's an animal, and I love him, and that's just ideally he'd have a mate and it'd be normal, and I'd love for him to have a mate, and I want to get a barn one day and just let him have a mate and let him go. If my partner will be okay with that, maybe she will after this video. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, because I don't think this is right. But yeah, this is a Perry Bible Fellowship. I think this is what happens. I really do. Joe, it's your time. You know, he's old, sitting on the sofa for years and years. He's ready to pass. You know, war, fake war. It's all acting. On your way to heaven, you will make peace. So, you know, this guy apparently killed one person in, let's pretend, Vietnam, with those whose lives you've taken. So you gotta make peace with them. And he's sad because he's like, I should never have done. I didn't mean any harm towards you. War is senseless, right? War is senseless. I'm so sorry. War is also fake. Look at the Master Mason. That's done intentionally. I'm an artist. That's not. You have to work to make art good. Hands are not always easy. Like, he does pretty simple hands here, but still to get the like proportions correct and the sizing, and he does this very purposefully. Master Mason hand sign. It's such a satanic, weird world. But then, you know, he has the heart to see all this too, and he makes beautiful art. Look at all the ones he ate. It's not just the Vietnam. It's all of these. We're all connected. Aren't these animals beautiful? Pigs, cows, aren't they all beautiful and equal? Don't you feel better when you stay like that? I feel better when I think about it like that. When I go to the park and I just think of them like their families. You know, one of the coolest things that happened to me with veganism was animals were okay with approaching me, and they still are to this day. I'll go out into nature and animals will like stop. They'll just stop and look at me because they smell. It's like the smell. I think that's it. They have such strong senses of smell. And when I went vegan, I remember there was this bunny rabbit in the yard I was living in, and he would be calm when I went by, where before he would run. And yeah, it's cool. Veganism's really cool. It's hard because it's all this, you know, it's hard. But man, oh man, if reincarnation's real, then we all got to go to vegan and keep doing this over and over again. I think that's the truth. But if reincarnation is not real, then I think if we go to heaven, this is what we have to address. You have to make peace with all the animals you eat. And I ate animals for a lot of my life. I'm 30 and I ate animals for most of my life. It's sad. I wish I didn't. Wish is nothing, but it's just where I'm at mentally. So this is a painting I made years ago, just anti-violence. It's more psychedelic. I obviously believed in outer space stuff, but you know, this is called Dragon Meteor Destroys Gun. Draco Meteor, you know, destroys gun. I hate guns because it's too fast, and I don't even really like bows and arrows either. I don't think those are necessary. Our society is just loaded with all this weaponry. We can just forage and grow food. We don't need any of it. And this is where I want us to be. This is my favorite food as a child. It still is one of my favorite foods. Blueberries, I love them. So many ways you can bake with them. Just eat them. My favorite is just fresh. It's like with beverages. It's like I can kind of kid myself and be like, I like soda, I like juice. I do like juice and soda, but like my favorite's water. My favorite's blueberries, man. Just as is. They're beautiful. They're so healthy for you. Feel good. You get a good boost. Apples, look at that. That's delightful, delicious. You don't have any. There's nothing. There's a weird, like, sorry, this is an image I took from the internet. the weird, like, lattice here over it, but look at that. It's so delicious, and you don't have to have all of the look. Do you want to live like this? I'm sorry. I think this is real. I just think this is real. I think this is a beautiful image. Do you want this? You like this? I don't. I don't want this at the end of my life. I want to minimize this. I want to like maybe have half of this from whatever I've taken thus far, and that's it. And I think, I have had dairy like intermittently, like on occasion when I was starving and there was no other thing to eat, and I didn't bring food for the day, and someone had like a little toasted cheese cracker thing, and I ate a cracker. Had a boat job. I remember doing that. I was working on safety boats, and yeah, yep. I ate crackers that had dairy in it, and I knew it was wrong, and I ate it anyway. Or I felt it was wrong. And then yeah, just so much of the problem, what the perception of just eating this way is, there's nothing to eat. This guy, his name's uh, Gaz Oakley, I believe, and yeah, he's androgynous and has an eyebrow scar, but I'm not crazy about his personality, but I'm sure I can love him. I'm sure I could, get to know him and learn to be friends. And even if, they have their secret society, I think that they would understand that I'm a compassionate human being and I want to help, and maybe they could see past that. I don't know. This world's so weird and messed up. But yeah, look at this delightful burrito he's made. Like tofu, potato, and tomato, and spinach, and just loaded and delicious. And a lot of people don't want, sweets. They don't want him himself. He claims, or Shim, or he wants to be him. So let's call him him. Doesn't want fruit in the morning. He wants something savory, and this is a great option. Delicious. And then I made these, actually. This was years ago. I made these cauliflower wings. They're so good. I haven't made them this good in a long time. The little dressing on the top. Oh, the vegan dressing. Just so good. So delicious. So I gotta check the time just because I don't want to go over again. I've been going for a long time. This is a hard video. But life is hard, and this is a delicious meal you can have and feel better about and heal. So this is a poem I wrote, and it's related to this feeling of being connected to all animals and all beings. So, some days I mind the ants, scurrying at my feet in a mesmeric trance. One seems to be wandering round without a concern at all. Another dutifully carries a parcel to the colony, ensuring not to stall. Some days life is brusque, and I gamble on by, undoubtedly killing ants in my trance without a wonder why. These complex creatures can be rendered into dust, at the whim of my present thought, forgotten, tawdry, good as rust, at the cast of a die. As a human, dying by some gigantic force seems a fantasy beyond comprehension, an improbable discourse, rife in condescension. However, omnipotent storms do brew, and beasts of a different mind do live in our milieu. So in life, this enchanted circumstance, nothing can be taken for granted, for we truly dance along with the ants, and the light flickers when this view is slanted. So I believe, yeah, if you're eating tons of animals, I think an animal is less likely to take pity on you. A big animal, like one that could kill you, like a tiger. I think a tiger is much more likely to eat an animal that eats animals than an animal that eats, because it's like, well, you're more coarse and I can eat you. I mean, a human that eats animals versus a human that eats veggies. The human with veggies probably is a bit healthier for them, in my opinion. But just I don't know. But I think it's important that we consider all the creatures and are very conscientious of them. I don't know about Jainism per se, but it's a beautiful concept that we're just open your mind to it. Open your mind to this idea that we're among all these animals and they're all beautiful. Is that so hard? They're all amazing. They're all fascinating. So that's going to end with this segment here. The video I took of a bear.
He's going at it right now. He's eating some serious trash. He backed off for a second, thought I was gonna like mess with him, but now he's like, "You're not gonna mess with me, so I'm just gonna chill here and eat some more shit." I mean, it doesn't look that appetizing to me, but who am I to say? This might be his first meal in a while, but he looks like a chonk. I think he's hungry. He wants some good food. Look at that. See, they're gentle. Why call police? Why do anything? Bears are cool. Look at this. This is awesome. What are you going to do with that trash? You're not doing shit with that trash. This is the best thing for that trash. He's like, all right, this is a bit weird. I'm going to head off into the woods. This shit's ridiculous. What an abnormal reaction for a human being. Well, you know what? There should not be an abnormal reaction. This is the future. See you later, brother.
Sorry. Oh, whoops. Saw some.
I just
Oh,
pulled
no,
up
no.
on this bear. He's straight
Man.
chilling. He's eating. He's
I'm gonna cut the end of this. Yep.